Peoria.com. Today we have a local legend back with us, Robert Bryant, the Combat Academy. Thank you so much for joining us today. So I hear
it's a pleasure to be back.
I hear you've got a big announcement for us.
The big announcement was, that we had joined Anthony Holloway to our group, and we're finna step into the pro scene, but not just him. We have Armand Palmer Jr. doing one more amateur fight, and then he will be pro. So that'll be two pro fighters out of the same gym.
My man, making waves. It's exactly what we need to hear.
Oh, for sure.
Do you have any pro events coming up in the Central Illinois area?
Not in the Central Illinois area, not just yet. Still working on those. Still working on that, man. It's not as easy as we would want it to be. I'm trying to find a good light without this light in my camera. I think that's a little good. How's that?
Yeah, that works.
Can y'all see me?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay, but yeah, not yet necessarily. Ain't got nothing lined up in the Illinois area yet, but definitely plan on that for the future. But like right now, I'm just so focused on my team and everything. We got a few guys coming back and everything. And, from injuries, we got two guys coming back from injuries. We got. You said what?
Oh, I did not know that. So continue.
That's brutal.
Oh yeah, we my guy Chopsticks, he's coming back from a knee injury. Then we have my guy Tone coming back from a tooth and a finger injury. So we're just working them two or whatnot, but we're still progressing. And then of course we got my son who's making major waves right now.
Yeah, what's he got going on? It's been a minute since we've talked to him.
Oh man, since his last fight, y'all seen he won his last belt. He was on there with Armand and ISO. Right now, focusing, trying to get another fight locked down, but really focusing on Golden Gloves. We really think that he has a really, really, really good chance of winning Golden Gloves this year, and he's coming into his own, man. You know what I'm saying? How can I put it? We're tired of giving passes to people. I think it's time that he's finna start asserting his dominance, letting people know how dominant he really is. It's cool to be that nice guy, but sometimes you gotta remind people that you are him and him for a reason. So I think people are finna start seeing him be a little different, more aggressive in the ring, out the ring, social media, etc. He wants people to know like he's number one. And he's not taking those number 2 or 3 spots.
So how much longer do you think he's going to continue to fight in the amateur circuit?
Who, my son?
Yeah.
Well,
I asked because he's pretty young, and I feel like he could get a lot of miles put on him, just fighting amateur.
Yeah.
But on the other side, a ton of experience.
I mean, I don't want to send him in too early or anything, but he'll definitely be a pro fighter before he's 20 years old.
I can see it too.
So, meaning, and I just say 20, just throwing a number out there, really, by the time he's 18, early 19, we turning him pro.
Yeah.
We already discussed it. We done mapped it out. We figured what we're going to do. All these years coming up, he'll have time to compete in different tournaments, whether it's Golden Gloves, Nationals, etc., whatever. He has these years to do that, so we're going to keep doing that and try to get him in there with some of the best fighters that's in the country, that's ranked and all. That's our plan with him, to put him in there with the best and see what we do, But as far as like the rest of my team, I have some guys on this team, man. Like, that's another reason why I wanted to do this interview with you guys, to put everyone on notice. I think we just have the best squad. Okay, like all right, let's get serious. I've been nice to these other fighters and gyms and all that, but it's a combat sport. It's me against you. No one's in there to help you out or anything like that. So if I'm finna fight you or something like that, why am I trying to be your friend? You getting me? That's what I teach my guys. We can be friends on the outside of the ring and all, but when it comes to combative sports, I'm not trying to be your friend because you're trying to hurt me. I'm trying to hurt you. I'm trying to excel. This is what's going to make me excel. So I teach them boys, think for the future, because in the future you may run into the ring. You may have to fight this guy in the ring in the future. So why are we trying to be buddy?
So usually I wouldn't disagree with you on things, but here's my Muhammad Ali beat. Sorry, let me get my thoughts together. Beat George Foreman in the ring. However, years later, after he had cerebral palsy not cerebral palsy, I'm so sorry, Parkinson's, George Foreman helped carry him up to an award ceremony. Like, competitiveness and friendship is not necessarily exclusive to one another. Like, you can be friends with someone but also compete against them in the ring. Like, Muhammad Ali was also friends with Joe Frazier, even though he lost to him twice. I mean,
I'm sorry to cut you off. You are right. I'm sorry to cut you off, but those were after the fact of the fights. Those were not beginning. If you go look back at the documentaries and all that, like even go as far as back with Muhammad Ali and Sonny Liston. Sonny Liston pulled out a prop gun on Ali and pulled the trigger, and Ali ran for cover. A lot of them became friends after they fought. Now, him and Joe Frazier, they fought 3 times. And yeah, it's well documented that they stayed in contact, but it was always that competitive thing. Him and George Foreman, until Ali got Parkinson's and all of that, George Foreman wasn't just around Ali on a daily basis on or in the gym with him and all that. It wasn't like that. They were fighters. They're warriors. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't misquote me or anything when I'm saying like, it shouldn't be a brotherhood or something like that, when it comes to competitive sports. But in this fight world, if you're looking at this guy across from you, you're looking at him as a friend, a brother, something like that, you are not finna probably most likely give 110% on trying to win this fight. You're not finna put all your force into this punch, elbow, or kick, etc. You see what I'm saying? Because this is your friend. This is your bro. You see what I'm saying? You don't want to hurt him. That takes away from the mentality. I teach ruthlessness. Let's go get him. Let's finish him. Let's be cool afterwards. Show respect.
Okay, you have that's actually
show respect outside the ring. But if I'm challenging you, I don't want nothing to do with you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to be around you or nothing. After we fight, let's be cool. Yeah, we can kick it or whatever, because it's not personal. It's not personal. Like I have something against you. Like I don't like you personally or anything like that. No. We're fighting. So like, why would I want to, show a weakness? Like, he's cool with me. He's not gonna really try to hurt me that bad because we're friends. We're prize fighters. You get paid to hurt people. Is you following what I'm saying, though?
Yes, actually, what you're saying makes perfect sense.
So I mean, that's just what I'd be saying about a lot of fighters. It's like, yeah, help each other. I'm 1,000% with that. You're supposed to help each other. But then you get these guys. This is what I think is messing up boxing. You get these guys. Oh, that's my bro. That's my friend. I would never fight him. That's not good for the sport. I mean, even if you look at the pro circuit, you got guys like Keyshawn Davis saying, I never fight Shakur Stevenson. That's my bro. Y'all boxers, y'all prize fighters.
But I'm gonna push
You
back
get
a
what
little
I'm
bit
saying?
because, like, I've had some of my best fights with like my best friend. I mean, he used to whoop my ass all the time.
And then y'all shook hands, hugged afterwards.
Yeah, we were cool.
It's not personal. It's not personal. And that just brings me to a couple other gyms that's in Peoria. They don't, they don't want to fight other fighters from the same town, or they don't want to, mix it up like that. It's like, okay, I get. Let's try to be one and showcase our skills against other cities, towns, states, etc. I'm 1,000,000% for that. But at the same time, this is a business. So if you got this fighter and you got this fighter and the whole city is clamoring for this fight, why not make it happen?
I agree. Like I said, I've stated this before, not just on this podcast, but others. Peoria is in a unique situation where between Chicago, St. Louis, Iowa, and Indiana, yet there are no pro fights here at all. The amateur fights do happen on occasionally, but specifically boxing. But even then, the hype fades. Like, that's something that should be happening regularly. Like, we have lots of talented gyms. I'm surprised that there are no like exhibition matches against each other at least, or because like so if you once said on social media that you want to see a pro fight here or want to host a pro fight. So if we're in your power, would you want to do it?
I would love to host a pro event here, even if it was a pro-am event, meaning pro and amateur. You know what I'm saying? If I could do something like that. But at the same time, fellas, that costs. That costs a lot of money. And me, I've never been one to hawk down and chase down sponsorship. So anything that y'all ever seen me do fighting-wise, it came out of my pocket. Whether it was my underground or just USA Boxing, anything. It came out of my own pocket. I never dealt with sponsors. So throwing a pro event, now you got to think, both fighters are paid. Mainly, however many pro fights you have, both fighters get paid, win or lose. Now, you got to pay refs, you got to pay judges, you got to pay security, you got to pay for the building fee. You know what I'm saying? The location. Now, if you don't own the ring, now you got to pay to rent the ring. You know what I'm saying? Now, fellas, we're talking thousands of dollars here. Now, who's to say that these guys that you got fighting, names are good enough to pack the house to where you even make your money back, let alone make a profit? So it's a lot comes with throwing a pro show. It's a whole lot coming with that.
So,
you know what I'm saying? Then I got look who just walked in the house. I got the threat right here.
Hey,
yo,
What's up, y'all?
How you
been doing, Rob?
I'm good, still working, being me.
See, you put that hardware away.
Just as a question before we mix, I just make sure I don't mix up you two. So should we call you like Big Robert or Little Robert, or how should this go? Just to make sure.
However you want to put it, we know who you're talking to.
Okay. Okay. Just making sure. So I understand. Like, usually the amateur license for boxing costs $800. The pro and amateur costs $1,000. So I think you can, if you do host a boxing event, you can have pro and amateurs, I think. But you are right, it does cost money, logistics, and paperwork.
No, it's not just getting the license. It's not just, the license is just one fee. Now I got to get a location that has the insurance. You see what I'm saying? If not, now I got to supply that insurance. That's another fee. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, then you have the ring, then you have to pay the sanctioning fee, which is the amateurs committee, the judges and refs and etc. You have to pay for all of that, and then you got to pay for either trophies or medals or belts. You have to pay for all of that. We're talking a lot of money to even throw just the amateur show. Now we're talking pro fighters, a pro show. You have to pay each pro fighter, win or lose. They have to get paid. It's like, that's tough. You know what I'm saying? So unless you have major sponsors or a lot of people in this with you,
Oh no! Oh no!
No, he's totally right.
Oh dear!
You know, when I was doing the calculations for Origin, like it's really really hard to put on a live show and make any money while you're doing it. If you break even, like you had a great night. So, are we still live?
Yes.
We are live. It's Wednesday night in Peoria, Illinois. We are talking about what's happening in the world of fighting. And so far, a lot. We've got Anthony Holloway moving over to the Combat Academy. We haven't even touched on that yet, so I'm really excited to get Robert back on here and dig in. So if you don't know Anthony Holloway, he's registered. He's in the same weight class as Jake Paul. I think he's like, one or two spots, below where Jake Paul is. And it's like, why haven't they fought yet? But we all know the answer to that question. He's afraid. If he fights another pure boxer, I didn't think Robert Bryant could take him. That would be kind of fun. Just Peoria against Jake Paul. Just whoever Peoria can come up with. Whatever happened to Ryan Garcia? Have you kept up on him?
I'm not sure.
I don't know what happened. I remembered he took a brutal shot and lost a bout or a match, and I guess he's just been like different since then. Just hasn't quite been the same. Seems like he's lost a little bit of his luster.
That's the thing. People in boxing need to be careful. Like, you're putting, or not just in boxing, but in combat sports, a wrong injury can destroy you.
Yeah, I wonder. I wonder if he's like, got a head injury, and it's because that stuff can like throw off all your hormones and like mess with your body and your sleep and just mess with you in a bunch of weird ways. I just wonder how much that's impacted him, or if it's even maybe it's not from the ring, maybe it's just from like what George St. Pierre said, and they were just watching people lay their careers out in training and really never make it to the places they aspire because they were just going too hard in their training sessions.
I agree. But putting
Any news on Robert from the Combat Academy?
Let's see now. Still, he says he's going to try to get back on.
Okay. So for anyone listening, I'm Philly P, and this is Anshuman from PeoriaLife.com. We're here to explore and share our findings in combat sports in Central Illinois. We've got a bunch of great interviews already with professional fighters, amateurs, gym owners, coaches, trainers, people even that adjacent to the sport. So if you are an enthusiast, you are in the right place. If you're an enthusiast in Central Illinois, even more so. Ah! Oh, it's a centipede. I just saw something giant crawling on my wall and just, wow, so fast. Do you have any plans for Halloween?
Not. It's actually interesting. The one I'm just gonna spend time with my family because it's actually I think the first time ever that Halloween and Deepavali. That's a very important Hindu holiday happening on the same day.
Interesting. How does it change your plans?
Spending time with the family, basically.
That's good. That's not really too much of a bad thing. I got another splinter.
Just excuse me for a second.
Okay. To the people listening, I have a splinter.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get it out.
On my cell phone right now and do it off of his.
Okay. And so I would try via email because it won't have to make you ask for a password.
I'm going through his now, so it should be.
Oh,
Thank you.
Today.
All right.
Not today. You're mine. Ugh.
He'll be joining soon. Also. Hello again.
Hey, there he is.
How are you?
Hello.
But you are right, because there's one thing I will say though. If Peoria needs to put on its own show, it shouldn't have to make someone pay for it. Here's my argument: that there's no sense broadening a sense of civic pride in a sort of way. Like Peoria doesn't do enough to support its fighters. Like it's essentially we're in some way we're underground.
Yeah, true. With the combat sports, it is still underground because it don't get a lot of attention, and it don't get the attention that it deserves.
Yeah.
But the talent is here, man. Like it's crazy talent here, and not just boxing. You know what I'm saying? Not just on my team. You know, it's plenty other gyms out here with great talent and stuff. It just ain't being seen because it ain't being exposed yet. I can't even say not being exposed because you got some guys from Peoria who done fought overseas and all this stuff. So they're getting them different opportunities. Their names just hasn't blown.
I agree. Like,
if y'all get what I mean.
Like folks from
I know
Peoria,
exactly what you mean.
Peoria Athletic Club, they're going to Chile to represent Team USA.
Yeah, exactly. Like that. A couple of them guys fighting kickboxing and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They're from Peoria, repping USA, but everybody's not going crazy over them.
I know.
Why is that? That's the question. Why is that?
Because I think it's either we're just everyone around here is just plain ignorant, or basically there's not enough attention, or there needs to be constant hype.
Like the only way I knew about it is I walked into the gym, and how many other people are, making that decision to walk into a, Muay Thai or a boxing gym. Like that's I don't know.
Yeah.
First day it's interesting. Like it takes something. It takes some level of courage to walk in there. So not everybody does it. So, I mean, I just wish that there was a better way to showcase these guys. Cause like just being around, a professional fighter, watching them train, the precision that they have, like watching them, work just like little things, just, doing their over-unders. Like it can really change. It changed, at least for me, how I looked at fighting and how I looked at training.
What I think, man, like, okay, it would be an impact if everybody was supporting each other. You know what I'm saying? It would make a difference. It would. But at the same time, that's just like a ripple inside of a lake or something. That's just one step. If you're not pushing yourself outside of the city, then there's really no use.
I
It's
agree.
the only place to go. I mean, if you're not going outside of Peoria right now, like you're not fighting. Like that's just the reality.
Yeah. Like as y'all can see, even with the amateur boxing events, where we had 2 events in Peoria, we fought twice in our city. Other than that, we've been out of state or out of city. You have to travel, and as far as like even all the followers I have, Peoria. When I look at my track thing, Peoria is not even the top city that views my videos and my page and stuff. Peoria is not even the top city. Illinois is not even the top state.
Oh, that makes
You know
me
what I'm saying?
sad.
So it's crazy. It's like just because you're not getting. I see a lot of fighters. They get on here and whine and complain. Oh, my city don't support me, or There ain't nobody behind me. So what? So what? Keep going. That means stop. That means stop. It's somebody that's in another town, city, or state that might like what you're doing and going to keep viewing you, going to keep supporting you, going to buy your merch, going to buy your fights or whatever, et cetera, et cetera.
I'll say I've got
But
all
if
the
you
T-shirts of
quit,
all the fighters I've ever worked
but if
with.
you quit, how would you ever know?
Exactly. Yeah,
That's
I think
that's the
for
mentality I instill into all of my fighters. Quitting ain't an option, man. And if you quit, my door don't. It ain't a circle. It don't. What they call a revolving door. I don't have a revolving door. You quit. That's it. That's it. You show me what you're willing to do when it's hard. I
So,
don't need that around the other ones that ain't willing to do that.
so Robert, talk to us about how Anthony Holloway joined your team.
yeah, what happened there?
Okay. Okay. I'll be completely honest with all of that. So Anthony was at KOK with Robert Bell. Y'all did an interview with Rob Bell and stuff, which I have tremendous respect for Rob. Me and him talk on the phone. I take my son over there to spar with some of his guys. Me and him have a mutual respect. And before Anthony joined my gym, I had a conversation with Robert Bell just to let him know
My man.
that this ain't no backdoor stuff. I'm not trying to go behind your back or anything like that. So even before I told Anthony, yeah, true story, and y'all can next time y'all talk to Bill, y'all can ask him. Before I even told him, yeah, I had a conversation with that man to let him know this is no snakes stuff going on, man. I'm not that type of guy. You know what I'm saying? And
That's awesome.
I didn't even leave that vote up to me. I left it up to every member of my gym because they're the ones he going to have to put up with being in the gym with him. So I let my team vote whether we let him join us or not. But anyway, he gets into it with his coach Robert Bell, which I would y'all should follow up on with Rob Bell and get his side of the story on it. But they get into it about a few things, you know what I'm saying, boxing wise. Anthony wanted to do something. Rob Bell wanted him to do a different thing. As I'm told from both sides, they bump heads, and then tempers flare. They get into it, so they part ways.
Well,
You
that's
know,
Tom Brady
it's
and Bill
just like all right,
Belichick.
that's unfortunate.
yeah, it really is. And like I was saying, like, oh man, that's messed up. I hope they get back together. But then all of a sudden one day, and here goes Anthony Holloway in my inbox. Like, man, what's up, man? Cause we grew up together. Me
Oh,
and him grew up together
Oh,
and stuff. So
I
he's
didn't
like,
know
man,
that.
we should have been working together. I'm trying to come over there with you and get some work. I'm like, oh man. So that's when I ran it past my team and ran it past Rob Bell and all that. So after my team voted yeah, I told him to come through just to see how it go and all of that. He comes through and we click. Like we click. The type of work that I do, it just fits him because okay, even with my mid work, a lot of coaches with mid work they're stationary. They're standing in one spot. Punch here, do this, do that, duck here. Me, you're gonna have to cut me off, follow me, catch me, do a lot of jab. I'm gonna use all four corners of that ring. You're gonna have to move when I'm doing mid work. It's like you're in a real fight. You're going to throw combinations and then you're going to throw one jab, two jabs, one jab. Like you're in a real fight, following this guy, cutting this guy off. You get a lot of coaches, they just standing in one spot. Pop, 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 pop. That's all they're doing. But you're never going to do that in the fight. You're never going to do that in the fight.
Well, yeah, your feet have to go with it. That's how you're gonna
You have to
manage and
go
gauge
with
your
it.
distance.
You're going to move. That's what I teach. I don't teach a standstill style. Yeah, I teach how to fight in a pocket when necessary, but you're only going to throw a couple punches in this pocket before I tell your ass to move again. Move. That's why we have to be in shape. You have to be in shape. To fight my type of style that I train, you have to be in shape.
Well, it'll be really interesting to compare some of the tape from when he was working with Robert Bell, versus to what he's doing now. Maybe how his game plan is changing for the fights.
It's
So I'm going to be
actually
really interested to
footage
see
out
some of
there.
those differences.
There's actually footage out there with footage of Rob Bell doing mid work with him and footage of me doing mid work with him. But
Oh,
the
I watched
biggest
all that.
the biggest thing that I would say look at is what does he look like physically? Like granted, Coach Rob Bell worked the hell out of him doing his thing, but he had him bulky, he had him big. If you look at Anthony Holloway now, he's ready to fight at 168. And he was fighting at 190 over there.
Oh.
At least 175 to 190, both weight classes. You look at him now, ready, trim, ready. He's probably walking around near 168 now. So he really can go down. You see what I'm saying? So I like a more lean fighter.
It's a different class of opponent too.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the thing is,
when he's up in that 75 and 90, you're going to be fighting big guys, tall guys, long guys, heavy guys. The lower you go, the smaller the guys are, which will be better for him.
He's got a good reach too. Like he should get some pretty big advantages moving into a lower weight class.
Exactly. I mean, that was the game plan for him or whatnot. Just hoping everything goes well. But he's not the only one that I got big plans for. Like the kid Armand Palmer Jr. Like,
yeah,
I'm just waiting for him to make his splash in the pro rankings. Like this kid is fucking special, y'all. He's the type of kid we're gonna have. As soon as he go pro, maybe the first year he probably have 4 or 5 fights in 1 year. Like.
That would be
getting
awesome.
guys out of there. We're going to build him up fast, and we're full steam ahead with him. But then that's just the tip of the iceberg. Like I said, I have a roster full of monsters. I have Sean Chapo, a.k.a. ISO. He's going pro right after Armand.
Oh, yes. He has lots of potential as well.
Chopsticks going pro at the same time. That means I can eventually, by this time next year, have 4 professional fighters.
Okay, this is gonna sound very strange to everyone, especially to both of you. So to gyms who are starting out and fighters who are starting out, here's my advice potentially. Or maybe that's not the right question. So I think if we do want to turn Peoria into a combat sports hub, we need to basically bring the pressure to the right people. Not just the city officials, but also business leaders as well. Because here's my argument: these are the people who will be sponsors. These are the people who want to see economic development in the area. Because it's not necessarily. Here's my argument: you need to give people to see basically sort of civic participation. I know this may sound like a strange conversation because if this is something actually Francis Sargent told me, like back in the day, whenever there was out of a town, whenever there was one champion who would rise above, all the other gyms would get behind that person and actually support them, like basically like a mosh pit. So if we want to turn Peoria into a combat sports hub, we need to start knocking heads, figuratively speaking, and of course literally in the ring.
Yeah, I agree somewhat with that. As far as like you said, the city officials, it do need to be more fires lit under them to get behind this combat movement in Peoria because it really can be something special. If the city was behind it, they would start opening up gyms on every side of the town, every part of town, if the city was behind it. But since it's just single guys doing it, we have to do our own thing. But as far as like you saying
business leaders,
the whole city get behind one guy, I mean, all honesty, brother, like I really can't see that happening. Not with Peoria. This is me speaking like all honesty, and it's because it's too much jealousy in this city. It's too much. I don't want him to be number one. I want to be number one. What they say, too many cheese, not enough Indians. No one wants to play second fiddle to no one, man.
Mhm.
And with that is why it won't work.
I don't know. I'm in agreement with Anshuman here. I think having if you had just one person that's really just laying it down and finding consistent levels of I mean really just pushing themselves to new heights. I think that you could get individuals, gyms, businesses, whoever it is, to rally around that person and create the wave and put the energy that needs to be put into it to make it something that's going to be long lasting.
Like,
But I think to your point, it's been ripples in this giant pond, and it hasn't really nothing stuck. Everything that's happened or it's been done has just been very fleeting.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just can't see it because it's like, okay, we'll speak on Anthony Holloway again. The only professional boxer in this city, and the city is not even behind him. Now, granted, I just got with him, so I just now start promoting him. So, bless you. So to me, it's gonna take some time to get my fan base to know who he is. To get, you know what I'm saying. So it's gonna take time with that. But as far as like
Yeah.
the whole city is not behind him. He didn't stated that plenty of times himself publicly. He says his city don't support him, not behind him. And if they're not going to support our only professional fighter, you know what I mean? All the boxing or combat gyms, they should all be behind him, right? Okay, we have that I know of. I think one, maybe two professional MMA fighters inside of Peoria, and I think they both come out of Peoria Athletic Club. Pack.
yeah,
Why ain't everybody clamoring over them? These are major steps. You know what I mean? This ain't amateur stuff. They getting paid to fight. So it's to me, okay, it's always going to be a popularity contest. It's always going who's hot, who do the people really want to see?
Well, it's entertainment. It's the
What's
entertainment
entertainment?
business.
What puts asses in the seats?
Yep.
You can be as bad as Bruce Lee. If you're that shy kid that's not outgoing, that don't talk to nobody, nobody's ever going to pay to see you. But then you have this average guy that's just okay, but everybody likes him and likes how he talks and like how he acts. They're going to pay to see him. Who's left in the dust?
We need more butter beans.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
I'm just saying we need more individuals like Butterbean.
Yeah,
Just
it's painful
freak
as
athletes.
it is. As painful as it is to say it, Jake Paul.
Yeah, no, I mean that. I rag on that guy a lot, mostly because of how he's weaving his way through boxing. But at the end of the day, like he's right. Like he's right. He's making these individuals bigger
2000
paychecks than they ever would have gotten in the UFC or any other organization. Why do you think Tyrone Woodley got a tattoo on his hand?
Yeah,
to
because he
fight
wanted
Jake
another
Paul?
check.
Yeah, it was $1 million. Yes, sign me up. I'd do that.
Dude, 2023, Jake Paul was top 3 highest paid boxer in the world. He was top 3 with Canelo Alvarez and Gervonta Tank Davis. And then Jake Paul. Think about that. Like, you got 2 of them who earned it, spent their whole lives boxing. Then you have a guy who came off the internet doing YouTube videos, trained for about 8-9 months, and now he's one of the richest boxers doing it.
A fucking
Who
internet troll.
In the seats? Like right now, okay, in Peoria, boxing wise, I have the most popular guys. You know what I'm saying? If you're talking boxing, you're gonna talk somebody out of my gym. If you're talking boxing, now MMA, you're gonna talk somebody out of Peoria Athletic Club.
You know who I'd really love to see Anthony Holloway or Armando fight is Charlie Zenaroff or Zenaroff.
Oh man,
I would love to see somebody
man, we're gonna crush him, man.
Exactly right. Like that.
I wish.
I would love to see Jake Paul and Charlie Zenaroff because it's a win-win. Like whoever gets knocked out, I'm happy.
You know one thing that really bothers me though about some of these athletes. Some of them are so talented. Some of them are so talented, but they're lazy as shit. No work ethic. No work ethic, and they'll work. They'll do some work now, and then just stop and let long periods of time go before they try to do a little work again. Then let long periods of time, but still think that they're going to be relevant or still think that they're going to be a factor in the combative world. It's like, no, it doesn't work like that. If you're not consistent with it, you miss a week of training, it takes effect to you, your body, your mental, everything. If you're used to training on a daily, you miss a week, it affects you. So
Oh yeah.
imagine missing months, a year. You think you're gonna still be at that same level? No. You think you're gonna be able to compete with those same guys? No. You know, and one thing that I like, okay, I hate wasted talent. I have a nephew. I've been training since he been 15, 16 years old. Thing is with him, he love the streets. Young Bull, y'all know Young Bull.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So all the years of trying to keep him straight and out of the streets, he chose his own path as a grown man should. But now, it's like, dang, will he still be able to have a boxing career?
Are you talking about Taiwan?
No, no, I'm talking about Trayshawn, Young Bull.
Oh.
You don't remember Young Bull?
Oh, right. I apologize.
He don't remember Young Bull. Dang, that's crazy. See what I'm saying? That's an example. Now people forget about you. Like, that's why I
See,
try to
this is
tell
why
my
we need to
son
be
all
here.
the time. You have some good friends, then you have some bad ones. It's okay to be cool with people. That don't mean you have to do what those people do.
Yep.
That don't mean you have to follow their examples. Be your own man. Be a leader. You know.
Yeah, I certainly had some crazy individuals around me, but I never let it really, change those core morals that I had. Like, if you're gonna do something stupid, like go do it. I'll
Yeah.
watch. It'll be hilarious for me.
But I'm not
I'm
gonna
not
do it.
doing it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna do
It got to
that.
be somebody smart around. But yeah, man. You know, like stuff like this. What you guys are doing, this will help grow the fight atmosphere in our city. You guys getting fighters and coaches and teams and gyms, etc., names out there through your platform. You know what I'm saying? It needs to be more of this, more podcasts. It needs to be more sports talk inside of
Yeah.
our city. Us helping ourselves is how we get up. We don't. Everybody looking for a handout from the outside
Everybody's
when
waiting.
we can do it ourselves.
Yeah, don't
Nobody
wait.
gave me nothing. I built PFC from the dirt, literally the mud, to being known nationwide. We don't need nobody help. If everybody start doing it, or like how y'all, like I said, how y'all got your podcast, and I know y'all train too, and do y'all thing, and we have like what 5, 6 gyms. We have like 5, 6 gyms. Just imagine if people was podcasting, they pick 2, 3 days and go to 2, 3 gyms, interviewing different fighters, just getting them little footage, and then doing a little podcast speaking on how they think this fighter going to. That's so much material for so long, and it's getting people names out there. It's just, man.
See, yeah, you get it, and I'm glad for that. Now we just got to get picked up by the local news or somebody nearby so they can start sharing these stories with us too.
Yeah, the network CBS,
Mm-hmm.
they came by our gym, and they did a whole segment on us, and we on their reruns. They got us
That's
on their
awesome.
reruns now. So like, if y'all watching CBS, y'all probably see Combat Academy pop up.
I'll say now I'm gonna have to turn on CBS and just leave
Yeah,
it
we
until you do pop up.
yeah we made they network. They came and did a whole segment on us. We got our own little thing and stuff. Yeah, it was cool.
Ooh, that just gave me another idea. I bet you we could put together like a 5-minute segment for somebody else. We can talk about it offline.
Oh yeah,
I've got something that I think might work well. We've got another relationship that yeah. Anyways, I digress. What are you doing? Anything for Halloween?
Probably just help my mom. She like passing out candy and hot dogs and juices.
Oh, that's nice.
So,
Where exactly?
so yeah, I probably just chill out with her.
I wanted to ask, do you have any? So do your fighters have any upcoming events in the next like month or so?
We were supposed to fight on the 25th.
Was that one? Because I saw there were like Anthony had what, like 2 fights that fighters
Yeah, 2
backed
fights
out
that canceled on him. We were supposed to go to California for that.
Yeah, I was so
yeah.
stoked.
Yeah, guys pulled out on him, but he had something last minute coming up. I really don't know how I feel about it, but it is what it is. But as far as the rest of my guys, ain't none of them booked yet. Hoping to get them booked. I want to get Armand at least 2 more amateur fights, and then he's going straight pro. Right now we got Chopsticks. He's in therapy. He's getting back. Hopefully he'll be back in time for Golden Gloves. What's that, February? So hopefully he'll be good to go by February for Golden Gloves. We're keeping him in shape. ISO, he's ready to go. He's just ready to go. The Threat, my son, he's just ready to go. Man, we ready to go, man. And I just gotta let it be known for everybody that's seeing this interview, going to see this interview. Combat Academy, man. #1, man. We are producing. We show the results. The results speak for themselves. We're not arrogant and all of that, but we're very, very, very confident in ourselves, in our work, because we know what we do. We know the sweat and the hours that we put in. We know the techniques that we learn. We know what we did. So why not be confident? Why not believe in ourselves? And a lot of people, when we say that time, they take it as bragging. They just full of themselves. They're arrogant. No, we're confident. You just see it as being arrogant because you're not confident about yourself. Not our problem.
Oh, sorry, I was going to ask you something that I completely forgot. Oh man, what was it? I wanted to know more. I just wanted to know where people like to view your content. Where can people go to see your stuff?
Oh, well, just look me up on Facebook, Robert Bryant. You will see everything. You go to my videos on my page, you will see everything. If you don't want to see any of my underground clips or videos or fights, which is hundreds of fucking videos, go to YouTube, Peoria Fight Club. Just type in Peoria Fight Club, you'll see it. Can't miss it. Hundreds and hundreds of videos, fights, different fights, just years of fights, man. I can't, man. But if you go on to see all of our amateur fights, just go on my Facebook page, Robert Bryant, click on videos and start strolling and enjoy.
So, you've put on, a ton of events.
Yeah,
man. You've housed just, it's your
You got to think,
point,
at one point, I was doing, what was that, for like 2.5 years, I was doing fights once a week. So 4 times a month.
Well, yeah, and I look at guys like Mike Goodwin with Caged Aggression, and he's ramping up to.
I talked to Mike. He's a cool guy.
He's excellent. That guy puts on a top-notch promotion, and to see that he's putting on, I think, another 2 or 3 day event in March. He was the first guy that I thought of for you. I'm like, talk to him. Like, he can put your guys into some pro war.
I didn't talk to Mike before, but he's strictly MMA. And stuff like that. Even Armand, he fought over there. Armand had 2 MMA matches before. A lot of people don't know.
Oh, that was over there. It was with him.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought it was
there
LFA.
it was there in True Rev.
So one thing I think Jacob Trudeau mentioned it on Facebook, but one thing you should do is get on Twitters and potentially advertise Combat Academy, Anthony, and your other fighters.
I haven't made a Twitter or anything like that yet. Honestly, my only social medias, guys, is Facebook and YouTube. Like, I don't have a Snapchat, I don't have an IG, I don't have a Twitter.
How
But
millennial of
it's
you.
crazy and you know what? That's the crazy part, because it's like, how the hell are we so known if we're only on Facebook? But everybody, I mean, where every state we go to, they already know who he is.
You know, I
It's
think I
weird.
have a little bit of an answer there because I've spent hours, scouring YouTube for, the best, fight videos, underground videos, street
Yeah.
fights, whatever it is. Like I've seen just about everything that there is to see in YouTube's offering. And then what was it? Probably 2 or 3 years ago, they started demonetizing content if it had anything that they deemed, to be towards violence or catering to violence.
Yeah.
Even if it had educational purposes and it was somebody with a black belt in jiu-jitsu showing you how to disarm an assailant in a real world situation, they were demonetizing all these videos. And I think that there's still a huge gap. Like there's a need and a want for it out in the world. Like people want to see that content.
Why
Like, it's
anyone
fascinating.
would demonetize this, I will never know.
Well, and I think that's a little bit of it. There's a lot less
Fucking
competition
idiots.
out there. Like so, when you put a fight video up, there's a really good chance that somebody's gonna see that thing, because all the people that are that were anyways doing it for money they're gone. They're on to something else.
Sometimes the most simplest form of entertainment, and one of the oldest, is seeing two people beat the shit out of each other. Simplicity is best.
Especially if there's like some background to it, what's going on. I tried watching some WWE like yesterday because the internet was out, and it was not what I remembered. It was a little disappointing.
Yes. I mean, you know what one of my guilty pleasures is on the internet is basically watching people somebody who thinks he's bigger, like some thug type, getting his ass beat by someone who actually knows combat sports.
Oh hell yeah! There's like a whole section of the internet. Yeah, I've seen like all those videos, so that's one of my favorites too. And like I love watching just like pure boxers defending against multiple assailants. Like whoa, like you've seen some really, really fascinating stuff. See, we're gonna get Robert back on here in a moment.
So that phone died too. So we'll do it another time. So I think because due to technical difficulties, we're gonna have to call it for tonight, folks. Thank you for tuning into our show.
Thank you everybody for listening and watching Fight Talks, brought to you